Hi, welcome back. It is Friday, April 25th. We have 7 orders to pack today, I think. But before we do that, we're going to add yesterday's orders to our tally board here. So this is just where I'm keeping track of the total number of sales each day of the week. So yesterday there was 5, that's Thursday. We add that on there. So Thursday right now we have 44, 41 Fridays. This is going to go up a little bit tomorrow. So right now, still, Thursdays seem to be in the lead. We'll keep doing this for the next few months and see exactly how which day of the week does the best. Today, I'm dealing with a couple of return orders. So I don't get that many returns. It's I think I'm hovering around 1.2%, something like that. But it seems like they come when one comes, another one is going to come shortly after, and maybe even a third or a fourth one. So it seems like they come in waves. I'm not exactly sure why that's the case, but I have 2 right here. One of them is a book. It's called The 6th Week Body Makeover by Michael Thurman, and the buyer said they ordered it by mistake. And in the details where they explained why they wanted to sell, so to return the order, they say, "It is not what I thought it was. I wanted to buy the 6-week body makeover by Michael Thurman." So that's exactly what this is. So I'm not exactly sure why this return is coming. I think it's about a $36 return, so it's not insignificant, but it's not the end of the world. It's sold quickly, it'll sell again, and since this is considered a buyer's remorse return, I will not be returning the original shipping cost, even though I offer free shipping, no questions asked shipping. If you send it back to me because you just didn't want it or you made a mistake, then you do not get your original shipping cost back. If you're returning it because of a mistake that I made, then you do get the shipping that you paid to get it to you, and then I pay for the label to get it back to me. Okay, the next return is a Pampered Chef Easy Accent Cookie Decorator. It's brand new, it's never been used. The person says they didn't like it. That's the reason they want to return it. And then in their comments, they say, "I already have this one and I don't like it." So I'm not sure why they bought a second one if they didn't like it the first time, why they bought another one from me, but that's the case. So this one's coming back. This one says approximately $20 will be the refund. And that's going to be the same situation because they said it's their mistake. They bought it and they just don't like it. Then I will not be returning the original shipping. So ultimately, these 2 returns won't cost me. They may cost me a tiny bit of money in the shipping materials, and certainly they cost me my time and my, you sell something and it feels good and you're happy to move it, and then when it comes back, it doesn't feel so great. So it does cost me a little bit of mental anxiety or whatever, but it's not that big of a deal. I'll put these 2 things back in my shop, and this 6-week body makeover book will probably sell within the next 2 to 3 weeks of relisting it. The Pampered Chef thing might take a little longer, but it'll sell sooner or later. So we're just going to put it back in the inventory, refund as much of this money as we have to, and then we will move on to selling more things. So, okay, right now, that's it. That's all about returns. Let me know in the comments if you get, if it seems like returns come in waves like they do for me. It's either a return or some other problem. So if you do have some issues like that, let me know. We can talk about that in the comments. Until then, let's get going on packing these 7 orders. Okay, we're back and we're ready to pack right now. I'm getting my eBay app pulled up. I already pulled these are 5 orders that came in yesterday. Those are the 5 that I just marked on the tally board over there. Those I pulled last night to try to move things along a little smoother. This is Friday. It's Friday afternoon now. It's just about noon. I usually pack in the evenings so that I can send stuff out in the mornings, but I don't work on Fridays in most cases, so I am going to get these. I usually wait on Thursday night orders and pack them Friday morning so that I can get anything that came in overnight out at the same in the same shipment. So these 5 I already pulled, and then there's 2 more that came in this morning. So let's go grab those. It's just 2. They're not really big sales, but they're fine. W4C is over here. This should be I don't know if these are tarot cards. Not exactly. It's some sort of like a new age deck of cards. I just got a notification that it's going to start raining here pretty soon, and I can hear Pineapple upstairs running around a little bit, so he's probably going to be getting anxious any time now. Okay, K2, that's in the kitchen. Oh, here he comes. Did you hear some rain? Did you hear some rain coming? Are you getting scared? Pineapple, let's find your bed. Come here, bud. I'm going to find his little bed and see if he will chill out in it. I don't think he probably will. You want your little bed? Come on, buddy. He usually doesn't come down here to find me unless he is feeling anxious. I had him at the vet this morning, actually. It's time for his vaccines, and we get his, what do you call it, flea, tick, and heartworm medication. And he has been, you know, it's storm season right now, so he's been getting so anxious. And when we're not here to stop him, he does this digging motion. You know, he'll dig on stuff. And he's been doing it to such an extent that he's hurting himself, cutting his hands, you know, damaging his hands, his paws, I guess. So I took him to the vet. I asked them about that. They suggested if we're not going to be here to look after him, that we could increase the dosage of his anxiety medication. We only give it to him during, you know, you're supposed to give it to the dog 2 hours before the rain starts. So we only give it to him as needed. We don't have him on this medication at all times. Did he go back upstairs? Pineapple? Pineapple. Well, he must have went back up there. I might have to go check on him in a minute, because he gets into that motion, and sometimes he's doing it on stuff that he shouldn't be doing it on. Like sometimes he stands up and does it on the walls. Sometimes he has done it on the sliding mirror closet doors, and he broke that mirror glass by digging on it too much. Pineapple, come here, buddy. Come lay down. Here, lay down in your bed. Chill out. There you go. There you go. There you go. Come here. Come here. Pineapple, come here. Come up. Oh, so what he likes is to be carried when he is anxious. He's not shaking or anything, so I don't think he's too worked up. But I might go and get my backpack. Sometimes I put him in the backpack and carry him around with me, so I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to cut the video, and I'll be back in a minute. And when I come back, I'll have him in a backpack on my back, and I'm going to pack these packages with him on my back. So I'll be right back. Okay, so right now I have a camera strapped to my front and a dog strapped to my back. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can show you or not. He's in this backpack back here. I can't see the camera, so I don't know if you can see him or not, but there he is. So we're going to try. He only weighs about 14.5 pounds, something like that, but that's a lot of weight to carry in your arms for more than 15 or 20 minutes. The backpack works out okay. He usually calms right down as soon as he goes in there. So this is what we're working with today. So let's get these orders packed and get this over with so we can get a dog off our back. Okay, we're gonna start with this. This is a Roald Dahl set of books. I don't know how many is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 books. So this I haven't had listed that long, since the middle of March. I got these for free. And I sold it for $30. So that was an offer. I had it listed for $32.99, and then somebody offered me $30. I sometimes wonder why. I mean, is it really worth it to save that $2 to send in an offer? But whatever, people got to do, save money wherever they can, I guess. It does not fit in that box. I don't have many. Right now I have very few medium-sized, normal-sized boxes that are recycled. So I've got a couple here and this one, but looks like I'm mostly going to be using brand new boxes today. And this is not going to fit in this box either. Maybe. We'll use it. We'll use it sometime, so I'm going to go ahead and put it together. Even if these books don't fit in here, we'll find a use for it. I just put in an order. I just received an order from Zorro for a bunch of boxes. Not a huge amount. I usually buy them $50, around $50 at a time, because that's when they give you free shipping. But I have been thinking about, this does not fit in here. I've been thinking about tariffs and how if these things really start coming and causing prices to go up, the stuff that I need, like boxes, bubble wrap, shipping tape, that stuff is going to go up in price, almost certainly. So maybe I should be trying to stock up on it right now while it's still, the prices aren't outrageous. So I put this order in. It's not like I didn't need these boxes. I do need them, but I didn't necessarily need them immediately, so I could have waited on them. I don't like when a box has an open flap like this. I'm not sure what the point of it is. So I'm not going to use this. This actually was stuff that came from Zorro. It probably was packing tape. Okay. So we're going to keep trying to find a box. I got to be careful walking around here with him on my back that I don't want to make a turn around one of these corners and smash his head into the wall or something. Well, this is not going to work either. This is not even a complete box. All right, this is a bad start. Here we go. This one will work. This is awfully big for this, what we're putting in here, but right now, it's what we have. All right, I'm going to quickly run this stretch wrapper on here just to keep these books inside this slipcase. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just going to put 2 or 3 wraps to hold it in place. And then let's get some paper. I have a bunch of brown paper out here. I'm going to drag this in here and it's going to follow me like a dragon tail. Okay, pretty good. Good so far. Okay, this box is a little bit bigger than ideal, but it'll work out. This is a Stitch Fix box I took off somebody's desk at work. They got an order in from Stitch Fix, and then I'm reusing their boxes. Okay, good. So I'm sure I could have held off and waited to get a better price on these. I've been, in the past, I might have marked it a little bit higher value. So I'm sure I had it at $32.99 or around there, $33.99, something like that. And it's only been listed for a couple of weeks. So if, I don't know, maybe a year ago I would have rejected that offer thinking, it hasn't been listed that long. I need to get a little bit more profit on this item. But the last few months I've just been in cleaning out mode. Like, let's just sell this stuff. It's better to move it and get whatever money we can for it than to make an extra $3 or $4. So I took that offer for 30 bucks. I'm sure I could have gotten 38 for this if I had held out, but right now I got it for free. So if I could make, but after paying fees and everything, we'll make $25 on this maybe. So it's better to make $25 now than maybe make $30 a year from now. At least that's my viewpoint right now. I might change my mind about that in the future. Who knows? Okay, this is gonna go to TT. That's the buyer's initials. I will match up those initials to the label once I shoot. I had a little checklist of things there to remind me to do, and I just dropped it behind the bench. So we'll have to figure out how to get that out of there one of these days, because I need to look at that checklist for sure. Okay, I just got, oh, I can hear it's really pouring out there. Yeah, it's raining hard. These days it doesn't even take thunder and lightning to get him worked up. Just the sound of the rain. He knows that there's possibility of thunder and lightning when he can hear the rain. And that gets him upset. Usually, I mean, I never really paid much attention to when rainstorms, thunder and lightning happens, but it seems like primarily they happen at nighttime when I'm trying to sleep time, and it's hard to sleep when you have a dog panting and clawing at your body. This doesn't fit in here. Oh, I got some unusual sized items today that are going to be causing me trouble. How much different can I make this? I thought this box was going to be exactly perfect, but it's not. So this one is 12 by 10 by 4. These ones I just put in here are 12 by 9 by 5, so 12 is too small. I wonder about one of these. I don't think this is going to work either. It might. I have a bunch of these boxes in this size, so it is, oh boy, that is going to be real tight. Okay. Today's going to be a day where all the time is spent trying to find a box that fits. So put this back. I don't really want to use something this big, but I don't really want to spend the time to chop it down either. This is some kind of a fan, BTS Army, you know, the band, the K-pop band. Some BTS stuff. It's not complete. I don't really know exactly. I don't understand much about BTS, or certainly not about their merchandise. But there's a lot of like trading cards in there and photos of the band members and all kinds of stuff that I think this was something that was only available to fan club members or something like that. You okay, buddy? Now he's panting, so he's getting upset. So anyway, I don't know exactly what's in here. I thought it would sell quickly. I mean, I bought this at a Goodwill a long time ago. I'm gonna guess February of 2024 I bought this, and I paid $5 for it. I had a few other BTS things at the same time, And I think I think their fame was a little higher than it is now. And I expected those fan club kits to sell quickly, but it's been well over a year now. And I just sold it yesterday. So it's taken a while, but a sale is a sale. This one sold for $31.99. I paid $5 for it. I'm not claiming to be a expert at packing things the best, the most secure, and the way that they're definitely going to arrive undamaged, but I have had no... I'm trying to think if I ever even had one package arrive where the buyer requested a refund because it was broken during shipping. And I can only think of one time, and that was someone who was 100% trying to do a partial refund scam. And that ended up with them dropping the, not even trying to send it back. Because they were just saying, I want you to give me more money. I want you to give me some of my money back because this thing arrived broken. And they couldn't provide photos that matched up with the photos that I had of this item. And I just told them that they were welcome to send it back and I would give them a full refund when it arrived. And then they just kept arguing against doing that until finally eBay stepped in and said, no, don't send it back. This refund is not going to happen. Okay, BTS. So I don't think that thing ever got broken in shipping, and I can't think of anything else that ever got broken in shipping. So maybe I'm not doing everything as professional as I can, but this is the reality of it. Sometimes you have to just make things work because you can't spend... just a couple of days ago, I was packing a Pyrex double boiler set, and I got a helpful commenter telling me I was doing everything wrong and that I should double box those. I should individually box these double boiler pots and then put those boxes within a box that has 3 inches of packing material on each side. And all of that is true. Yeah, that's the way you would do it if your entire goal was nothing but to get the item there safely. But in my case, some of the goal is to not spend $70 on shipping for something that was sold for $40. So if you see me doing something that you think is wrong, you might be right. I might be doing it wrong. But I have to be frugal. If I sell this thing for $30, I can't spend $30 on a shipping box. And no one is going to pay $30 shipping for a $30 item. So you have to do what you have to do to make these things sell. Okay, now we've got another one that's going to be a little problematic. I don't think I have a great box for that. And now I've got this box following me. But I do have these 12 by 12 by 12. I think it will fit in here. This is a reptile lamp to put over your lizard cage if you've got an iguana or something. I've had this for a really, really long time. I might have bought this on the very first, my very first trip to the thrift store with the intention of buying stuff to sell in the last few years. It says in my notes that I bought it on September 1st of 2023. So right now is April 25th of 2025. So it's definitely been floating around here for a long time. And I was just contemplating taking it out of the inventory. And then it sold. So it didn't sell for much, $15.29. But I'd rather have $15 than redonate this back to the thrift store. I paid $3 for this, and I sold it for $15.29 plus shipping. So back then I wasn't thinking much about supply and demand or sell-through rates. That really wasn't on my radar. So I probably saw that some variation of this thing sold for $25 or $30 and thought it was a good deal, but I didn't realize that only one sold in 3 years or whatever. That kind of thinking wasn't part of my business mind yet. So is there any way I can get 3 ounces off of this? I don't think these flaps are gonna weigh 3 ounces, but I'm gonna cut them off to find out. These are probably less than half an ounce. .2. So I got down 2 ounces. Okay, go a little bit deeper. Try to cut a little more off and see what we're doing. 2.1. I need to get one ounce off of here. And I don't have any more flaps that I can remove. Except this little bit. Okay, 2. £2. We did it. So was it worth it? Probably not. But this is going to end up being a little cheaper, and for something that we're only going to make $15 on, it's nice to maximize profits. You know, if I could even save 50 cents or $1 by making these flaps a little bit lighter, I feel like I have to do that. If I had already taped it like this and then put it on there and saw 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds, I probably would not have taken it apart to lessen the weight, but since I hadn't sealed it yet, it seems like it was worth it. Okay, I'm gonna write lamp on here. I know it's 2 pounds. This is 13 by 13 by 9. And it's going to DG. So these, there's like three orders left that are going to be easy, and then I got some plates that are going to require some packing, some careful packing. I'm going to try to move some of this stuff out of the way. Oh, those books feel heavier than I remember. Okay, what's next on the list? After I'm done with all of these packages, we'll buy the labels, and I'll be able to tell you exactly how much profit we made on each of these items and how much total profit for the day. So these are, how big are these? 7 by 7, yeah. I was hoping I could put these in the 8 by 8 box, but that's going to be too small. That's not enough space, but I might put them in here anyway, and then put this box inside a 12 by 12 box. How much did this sell for? These sold for like $34, so it's not a great profit, but these are pretty vintage, and I like to keep them from breaking. So these are some Pyrex. You know, mostly when you think of Pyrex is not this kind of green color. This is like, almost looks like uranium glass, but it is not. I have some plates that go with this same style, and I wish they had all sold together. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Okay. There's 4 of these. So I'm going to pull out 1, 2, 3 pieces of bubble and put in between each one. I have this cardboard that will kind of conform to the shape of the bowl, and keep them from touching each other, and then the bubble wrap does a little extra double duty, keep them from bumping into each other. This one next. So there's 4 balls. Now I'm going to use that stretch wrap and pull this as tight together as possible. So I don't want these bowls moving at all while they're in the mail. I want them to not bump into each other, so they have to be basically pulled tight against each other so they can't move at all. He's really panting like crazy. I don't think you can probably hear him, but I definitely can. Okay, so I'm going to put these inside this box. This box is not big enough to ship in. Honestly, it's barely big enough to fit them in properly. Okay, now I'm going to get one of those 12 by 12 by 12 boxes and put that box inside this box. This might be overkill for a $35 sale. But I think these bowls are cool, and I don't want them to get damaged. I'm more concerned about them living on than I'm concerned about the buyer getting them in good shape. Okay. Sometimes this kind of activity makes Pineapple a little nervous too. So it could be all this action is making him upset just as much as the rain is. Okay, we're gonna finish up the rest of this paper that was in this box. I might as well pick up all of this paper. Okay, bud? It's a little roller coaster ride for him. Okay, let's get this in here. That, close this. Close this. Yeah, we're good. Okay, Pyrex. This is 5 pounds. Lighter than I thought it would be, but still going to be expensive. 13 by 13 by 11. And it's going to JB. Okay, next. Okay, I got a bunch of these vintage playing cards that are sealed. You know, the decks have never been opened. These are probably from, I mean, this could be from the 60s, the 70s, or even the early 80s. I'm not exactly sure. I think they're a little bit earlier because I had some Peanuts ones with Snoopy and Woodstock on them, and those were, I think those were dated like 1964. But the other ones that I got at the same time were not dated at all. Will this fit in here? No. No. But I do have some littler boxes right here. This will be perfect. So yeah, I think I got 10 of these for $3. So they're like 30 cents a piece. This one even already has paper in it, so that's gonna be almost perfect, but it's still a little bit too loose. So scraps. So if I had just found one of these and it was 30 cents and they were selling for $9, I probably would not have bought them. There was 2 packages. They were $1.50 each, and each one had 5 sets of these cards in them. And one of them, the top deck, was the Snoopy one, which I knew was worth a little bit, like maybe $15 to $20. So I figured they were all that. I thought they were going to all be the Snoopy ones. They were sealed, you know, in a plastic bag that I couldn't see what was underneath. And by the time I got home and opened them up, I realized that only the top set was the Snoopy ones. The other ones were these more generic vintage cards, but people were still buying them. So these I had listed for $10.99. I got a $9 offer, and I went ahead and took it. So I only spent 30 cents on these, 40 cents on these. Yeah, 40 cents I spent on them, and I sold them for $9. So is it worth it to mess around for something for $9? I don't know, but since I had 10 of them, and if I can sell each of those sets for $9, then we're talking about $90. So it's not too bad. They're small, don't take up any space really. 14 ounces. I'll probably make a couple of dollars, $1.50 or something on the shipping here. Okay, how big is this? 9 by 7 by 2, 973. And the buyer's initials are SH. So that one's done. All right, next is this. Another questionable one, whether it's worth it to sell or not, but I bought a big stack. It's a similar situation where they had a whole bunch of tarot cards and oracle card sets. I don't think these are technically either one of these. This is called a super attractor set. It's like a 52 card deck of affirmations too. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the goal of them is, but I probably got 12 or 15 of these in one go. Different ones, and some of them are worth $30, $40. This one happens to only be worth $9. Let's get some more paper in there. So these cards are a little bit more expensive than those other ones. By the time I averaged everything out, I paid $1.66 for these and sold them for $9. I would never buy something for $1.66 that I expected to sell for $9. But since I was buying them in bulk, and some of them are worth $30 and some of them were worth $20, these just came along with it. I've had these since May of last year, so coming up on a year. It's almost the end of April, so we're coming up on a year on these to sell for $9. I always look at these tarot cards anytime I see them. Some are worth really a lot. Most are worth generally, $15 to $30. But some come along that are worth hundreds of dollars for some reason. I'm going to call it tarot, even though it isn't. Let's see how much it weighs. 15 ounces, nice and light. This box is 10 by 8 by 3. The buyer is WW. So there's another double initial. So it feels like those come up a lot, these double initials. You okay? You okay there? Oh, okay, he's swerving around back there in my back. Okay, this is another one of these Harvard Classics 5-foot shelf of books. This one is the works of Pascal. They're all like, all the ones that I have are very boring. Like, who wants to read these? I don't know. I suspect people, they get them for the 5-foot shelf of books situation, and they just want to decorate their house and make it look fancy, because they do look nice from the spines. I'm gonna go ahead and chop this box a little bit. There's no reason to waste that much paper filling this box for this single book. So yeah, I got maybe 10 to 15 of these books. The entire set is 50 books, and if you can get all 50 of them, you're doing good. You know, those might sell for a few $100s if you have the entire set. Of course, I don't have the entire set. I just have 10 or 12 or 15 of them. So I thought they would be pretty slow sellers. I've only been listing them for $15.99. I got them at Unique, and I paid $2.50 a piece for them. And so I just bought them just because I thought they were kind of cool, and they had some kind of sales history. They would sell eventually, even though they're not, you know, going to turn over a huge profit. But they've been selling much faster than I thought. This I think is the 4th one I sold, and they've only been listed for maybe 2 weeks maximum. So let's see, let's say I bought 10 of them at $2.50, that's $25. I sold one for $15, and I sold another one for $14. I've already made profit, and I still have several of them left. This is the 3rd or 4th one, so we're already making a pretty good amount of money on these. So I'm all right with something that seems like kind of a questionable. Like turning $2.50 into $14, is it worth it? But if you can multiply it by 10, yeah, you're doing all right. Okay. Harvard Classics. They're mostly like Greek stuff, you know, old-timey stuff, really, really old books. Things that Harvard can publish for free. There's no royalties or anything involved in these. Okay, this box is going to be 11 by 9 by 5. 11, 9, 5. And going to EC. Okay, I'm going to cut the video here while I enter all of these numbers into eBay and print the labels, and then we'll come back and talk about how much we made on each item and how much we made total for the day. Okay, hang on one second. Okay, we're back. We spent just over $50, $54 on shipping labels right now. I'm paying for them at this moment. Then we'll print these labels, and then we'll look at the spreadsheet and see exactly what we made on these things. Okay, print labels. It's going to open up here, and it's going to print on our trusty thermal label printer. These 7 labels will take a second to go, so let's look at this profits. So those Roald Dahl books that we started with, after the shipping label, they made $25.18. The BTS Army collectibles made $21.57. This reptile light, $9.90. Let's make sure that's right. SSD, that's right. The Pyrex bowls, $20.77. Finally, for yesterday's sales, we sold those vintage playing cards, and those earned us $5.68. So the total for all of yesterday's sales was under $100, $83.10. So not great for a Thursday. That's supposed to be my best day, according to my tally board over there. I prefer to always be over $100, but I mean, I prefer to be a lot higher than that, but $83 is fine. So far for today's sales, we just had those 2 orders. The tarot card set that earned only $4.76, and the Harvard Classics book, the Harvard Classic book, which brought in just under $10 total. So we'll see what other sales we get today, and then tomorrow we'll add everything up and see what today's sales look like. Hopefully they'll be a little bit higher than yesterday's sales. So despite the rain, I'm going to pack all this stuff up in an IKEA bag and take this to the post office right now. It's only 1 o'clock. They don't close until 6:30, but I want to get this done and over with for the day. I might take Pineapple with me. Sometimes being in the car calms him down. So we're going to try that, see how it goes. We'll be back tomorrow with another packing video. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.